Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, Florida. Pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil, Florida.
Welcome to We Listen But We Do Not Judge podcast, talking about all things lifestyle and relationships. Our objective is every single story to transform lives. My name is Miss Jackie 254. Welcome. In the previous episode, we got to know who is Coco and Casper and how they met and how the both two lovebirds came into. In this episode, you're going to get more interesting and diving in on how they got intimate from being friends and now to intimacy. And will you get to understand how things run from being friends and how intimate you get to a relationship. So like I said, in every episode or in every story, our objective is to make you feel like you learned something and relate with this story. So if you haven't listened to the other introduction episode of Who is Coco and Casper, they are two lovebirds who actually happened to be in love, and they met in church, and the love got blossoming and they got to know each other, and now they're getting more intimate in this relationship. So it got to a point where Casper, humans are humans. It doesn't mean if because how religious you are, the body doesn't want to do shege. The body will always be the body. It depends with the brain, and it comes along. Love blossomed between Coco and Casper, and they became so intimate to the point now they graduated from being friends, from being fellowship, prayer partners. Do you have a prayer partner, by the way? Do you have a prayer partner? When you meet in religious places, we term them as quote unquote prayer partners, and if you've met in the club, I don't know, you call them club masters or anyway. So I digress. We are on the case of Coco and Casper, how they got into this beautiful thing. Love is beautiful, guys. Love is beautiful. Given that we are in the love month, this is February and the love month is here with us. Love is such a beautiful thing, guys. So Casper and Coco got to get to know each other. They introduced each other friends. Coco met friends of Casper, and Casper got to meet friends of Coco. They got even to the level they even know each other's homes. Is it, let me ask you as my listener, let me ask you, how far or how long do you take to take your partner at home, to introduce your partner to your family? Is it after meeting up? Is it after dates? Is it after 1 year, 2 years? Drop a comment below and tell me how long is long that you take to make your partner get to know your people. When should you introduce your partner to your people, like your family, like your fam, like your friends, like your those people we call neat, close, intimate people? When do you normally do that? Because as soon as they got to know each other, it took like 3-6, no, it did take beyond 6 months before they got to know friends, because you see, they met in church, so the first friends were the church members, of course, but now they got to meet their families. Like Coco met the siblings of Casper, and Casper met the siblings of Coco, and love was thriving. And this begs me to ask you another question as my listener. Do you practice celibacy? Uh, what is your thoughts pertaining celibacy? What is your thought pertaining celibacy in an intimate relationship? Yo, are you going to be brother and sister with your partner? Really? Because those are the questions that started bidding in their heads as Coco. You see, Coco wasn't too religious as Casper. She wasn't that into. She knows God. She knows God, and she has the thought of her spiritual walk with God. But at this point, she wasn't at the level of like being religious even in an intimate relationship, because like I said on the previous episode, she was looking for love. Coco wanted these things seriously. She was down for whatever, like seriously, not literally like down for whatever, but she really wanted to settle down with this Casper. And the question is, Casper, at the beginning, and when should you discuss, guys, when should you discuss intimacy with your partner? Is it at the talking stage? Is it at the dating stage? Is it at the first day of your date? Would you tell your partner, by the way, I'm getting here for this and this and this and this and this? Or should you just wait and play cool and as they say, the right time, at the right moment, you will uh, reveal who you are. But I think you should tell your partner your preferences, because there are those people who believe that, yo, we can't live like sister and brother here. We can't be sitting around like brother and sister if this thing is supposed to get to marriage. Ideally, don't get me wrong, ideally, it's said that you should practice celibacy before marriage, and sex should be practiced in marriage. But things qua ground, as we say in Kenya, things qua ground are usually very different. Like, you can't be both two healthy human beings in a house and you're staying, that person is not your brother, that person is not your sister. And of course you won't get a little bit, like getting excited about the features that God gave your partner. You know what I mean, guys. So in this Coco and Casper relationship, it started getting a bit murky, because Casper's school of thought was celibacy. This man, like I said, was into the leadership of church, and therefore he really, really upheld the school of thought of celibacy, or practicing celibacy, or not having sex before marriage, which is actually good. As a Christian man, of course, it's expected of you not to indulge on sex before marriage. And Coco is like, yo, this is my one and only, this is the moment, this is the time, yo, this is mine. And she was ready to get intimate, like, yo, kissing here and there, hugging here and there, because of course man shall not live by bread alone. Man shall not live by bread alone. I digress. This topic, I know I'm getting so interested, and yeah, we need to talk, guys. We need to talk on these things, because some of the things mislead others, and some of us mislead others with some unrealistic ways of life. Because how would you stay with somebody who's not your brother? For That's the reason why I'm saying, I'm going ahead of myself, but let me say, by the time this person is telling, okay, Casper is telling Coco, they are not going to get intimate. They're down in like 6 7 months deep in the relationship, and they are just practicing God, and they're practicing religion. I'm not here to like put down the religious beliefs, but we need to be realistic with living life, and in this podcast we ought to say things as they are, not as they seem. But the thing was, Casper probably had his own issues. We shall know in the other episodes, because there's no way you can be living with opposite sex. An attractive woman, for that matter, where God created, whom God created with all the goody stuff, and placed everything at the right place, and you are there as a man, you don't have like, sexual intimacy, like you're not getting goosebumps. Yeah, bro, you must be having issues. You must be having issues, because we usually say men are physical and women are emotional. I fail to understand how Casper couldn't see that the mountains, the Netherlands of Coco were just placed exactly where, and that's where it started getting murky in this relationship of Coco and Casper, because he wanted not to get intimate. And of course, this is where the topic of insecurity comes in. Coco was like asking questions. Are my bumps not exactly where they're supposed to be? Are my, features not featuring? You get what I mean? So the loopholes and cracks started getting into this relationship of Coco and Casper. Remember, Casper was the one who wanted celibacy, and Coco felt like she's feeling, this is my person, this is my man, and this is, we can get a little bit jiggy and make things happen in those bedroom sheets, getting freaky, and Casper is not coming through. So I would again pose a question to you as my listener. When should you discuss with your partner pertaining intimacy? Immediately you guys, is it 3 months, 1 year? When immediately you meet, do you discuss these things about intimacy? Because this is exactly what made Casper and Coco get like murky in their relationship on how they are coping with life, because there's no way you can live with a man and a woman who's not even your relative, and you don't have feelings. It's unheard of. So it was getting quite messy. So Casper started making Coco feel insecure and have questions, and start feeling like this man, there's something that he's hiding. Kumbe, the brother is, this Casper is focused kule kanisa. All he's doing is telling Coco it's about prayer, it's about listening to God's will. And the body of Coco is busy saying, I need to get jiggy. But Casper is busy thinking of focusing. He's a focused man. He's feeling like he's getting swayed from his beliefs. And again, it begs a question of do you feel like your partner sometimes make you feel like you're not doing the right thing? Or would you feel like you're not emotionally yoked if your partner starts not giving you cold shoulder, because I think that is a cold shoulder for me. Or what do you think, guys? What do you think? Because there's no way you can stay with somebody who's not your partner and is you are attracted and you're not wanting to, get cozy with them. Really? Really? So Casper was focused so much on beliefs on the church and serving the Lord, while Coco was starving for some love. She was starving for some love. To be honest, there's those time you feel like you want to have some good time. You know what I mean? Sexy time, sensual seduction with your person, especially if it's your person. We usually say to work or your personal person, rather than hiding. That's why I'm saying I'm not being. We don't judge, but sometimes there are some things that usually don't make sense when it comes to this intimate a relationship, when you start having funny um behavior towards your partner, both male and female. Because this time round I feel like Casper was teasing Coco, because how would you live with someone and you don't feel like touching them? How would you be? You see, the issue is Coco and Casper were not living in the same house, but when you meet with your person, you don't have those goosebumps. I mean, this is quite. It wasn't sitting right. Must make my due. Maybe Casper was having issues with his body, because there's no way you can be living with a woman without feeling like you wanna get jiggy. You know what I mean? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Coco decided to sit down Casper and ask him those hard questions. Do you have problem? Do you have a problem, Casper? Do you have a problem? Why are we not getting jiggy? Why are we not getting freaking the sheets? And Casper would speak of Christ, would give her Bible verses, would actually tell her to fast and pray. Would tell her to fast and pray. Wow. Would tell her to fast and pray. The Lord will do the good things in her life, to forget about body issues. So, guys, that begs me to ask this question. Do you feel like sometimes in a relationship there's misbalance of some things, there's imbalance of something, either emotionally, financially, or even physical? Because how would you tell someone, surely Casper wasn't even fair at all? How would you tell somebody to fast and pray that the Lord is going to oh God, I don't think there's anywhere in the Bible that is say that the Lord will attend to those matters of, desire. When you have the desires of the flesh, I don't think when you're with your partner, who is your personal partner, is messing up, because a human is supposed to be. Would you rather say that Coco would have, instead of cheating Casper, was requesting from Casper to do what Julie he's supposed to do? Or would you rather let Coco walk out of this relationship and go and find some other guy outside there who will actually satisfy her desire, rather than telling the partner? What's your take? Stick around to episode 3 and you find out if Coco cheated on Casper, or they actually got freaky in those sheets, or Casper kept on telling Coco to pray and fast. The Lord is going to serve his issues. I'm sorry, her issues. Stick around, guys. Stick around for episode 3.